LA de la Cruz. Turn on the JAFFos, get my news. 7FL doing good how I knew. All-Pro JAFFos, the All-Pro J talk sports. They speak fast, you talk smack, you get sacked. Come tune in, sit in chat, sport you like, they speak all that.
Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the All-Pro JAFFos, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk. For the highly elevated sports fan, I am your host, JP.
Hey, yo.
And filling in for the 6'10 Beast of the Southeast and the greatest DJ on the fucking planet, Mr. DJ Mad Six, from the Mizzle and Dub Show, the other side of the ball, and pretty much all things the voice of the A7FL Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Dub Alvarez. What's up, Dub? Uh-oh.
Good evening, sir. How art thou?
Doing well.
Are we having technical difficulties already?
Already. It seems the McDonald's Wi-Fi still needs to get upgraded on your end. We need to get to the Burger King level, then the Wendy's, then we get up to Holiday Inn, then we can get up to ones above that and more and more. But Dub, appreciate you for helping out and stepping into this episode.
Well, always down to spend some time with the Jaffo family. Never a dull moment hanging out with the Jaffos. Although I must say, I'm really starting to feel my age now because prior to getting on here, I had some nieces graduating from high school. So yeah, man. I remember when they were babies, and now they're becoming women. God, Lord, where does the time go?
I feel the same way for my nieces and nephews and everything like that every single time I see them. As older they get, the older I feel, for damn sure. But nonetheless, once again, appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this Friday, here to talk about a whole lot of things. At the 7:45 time, we've got Jorge. I need to get this right. Xiang Figueroa, Muay Thai fighter,
Yes.
joining us. He got his revenge, so it'll be nice to be able to talk to him a little bit about that as he goes into the finals for this tournament. So we'll have him at 7:45. But until then, NBA Finals are going on. First game already out the window, and boy, oh boy, was it an ass whooping. The Boston Celtics went and took out the Dallas Mavericks 107-89 to take game one of the finals. Last time I had checked before anything even started, 89% of the betting down in Vegas was on the Mavericks. And that will go and tell you exactly who's probably going to end up winning this series, taking all of that money back down to Vegas, because that's just how things get run in the NBA. They'll lure you in with the nice, sexy picks and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they're going to get theirs. But game one, Dub, your initial thoughts on game one of the series, and how far do you think, or where do you think it's going to go from here on?
Well, before the final started, on episode 208 of the Mizzle Dub Show, Mizzle said Mavericks in 6. I said Mavericks in 7. So my predictions has a chance to come to fruition. But I think the one thing that impressed me last night in game one was the force that was Kristaps Porzingis, as he came back, and he came back with a fury and was playing like he was back in his young days as a New York Knickerbocker. But the one thing I said was going to be key in this series was keeping Lively and keeping Gafford off the glass. And Boston did a fantastic job last night keeping them off the glass. But more importantly than that, because yes, in the final score will say that, yes, Boston, in a sense, controlled most of the game. But there was a 5-minute stretch in that third quarter when the Mavericks got within 8 and seemingly was hitting everything. But then, smartly, and you have to give Joe Mazzulla credit, smartly he told Tatum and Jaylen Brown, stop selling for the jump shots, attack Dallas's bigs. And they did that, and that put Lively in foul trouble. And after that, Boston was able to, in a sense, put the game away, and they're up again. Again, it's game one. Nothing crying over spilled milk. I mean, most experts think Boston should win. I mean, they have the better team. They have the best record in the NBA. The one thing that I had concern about for Boston was, we know sometimes Tatum will have a good game, disappears for a game. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. They're both very good, talented players. But at certain times when you need them to close, they don't. We know Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, we know they know how to close. And there might come a time in this series to where if Brown and Tatum is off trying to close a game, that's where Kyrie and Luka will hurt you. But one thing that really impressed me about Boston's defense last night was the fact that Luka Doncic only had 1 assist for the whole entire game. And Dallas is not going to be able to win in this if Luka's held to 1 assist per game in the series. It's not going to work.
Still got himself a double-double with 30 points, 10 rebounds on the night. But yeah, that 1 assist right there is eye-opening, to say the least. Luka, like I said, had 30. Kyrie had 12. PJ Washington had 14. And then Hardy was the only one next who got into double digits with 13 coming off the bench. Everybody else single-digit points. Then you go to Boston, and Jaylen Brown had 22. Tatum had 16. But obviously the story of the night with Kristaps Porzingis coming off the bench, 20 points, 6 rebounds in 21 minutes. I do remember in the beginning of the playoffs, not just this series, but like way in the beginning during the opening rounds of the playoffs, I remember a lot of people saying, especially when Porzingis wasn't playing, that there was no chance that the Boston Celtics were going to make it to the finals. There was no chance they were going to win the finals unless, without Porzingis, the team's going to fall apart. Well, the team not only made it to the finals without Porzingis, with Porzingis on the floor now for them. I mean, it's the team was already pretty good playing without him. Now with him, it's just a whole nother element to that Boston team that now it's kind of looking like a full strength team that the Dallas Mavericks are definitely going to have their hands full. But from here, hold on. Mr. Country K got freed up. Give me a second. Give me 1 second to get him on. I know we're live.
Oh, Mr. K is going to join us. Awesome. Live TV, folks. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen on live TV.
Always good to talk ball with K. Always good. Yes, sir.
Do you have a second? Hold on. Oh, you do have a second thing on there. Anyway, but yeah, so with this game, I'm watching and I'm looking at it going, well, I kind of figured Boston was going to take game 1. Pretty good chance that they take game 2. What I was thinking was for Dallas, especially to, they need to sneak one in Boston for sure. If they can sneak one in this game too, they'll have a good shot. So if they can do that, then they'll have a good shot at taking it, towards the end, maybe making that fruition of 6-7. But one thing that I've kind of noticed, and maybe you can, enlighten or if you've seen anything different. I kind of want to go back to what you said about we know that Kyrie and Luka can close. In this playoff run, they've been able to close. Past playoff runs, Luka will show you all the signs in the world that he's that dude. Luka's going to be that guy. And then there's just something that happens on the way there that it just derails. Now, that first half was ugly. That was probably one of the ugliest first halves that the Dallas Mavericks have had all playoff shit, maybe even all season. And if they're planning on doing any sort of, coming back, making a real series out of this, first halves like that can't happen. Sure, they were, coming to make a comeback in the third quarter, but just couldn't really keep the foot on the gas and stuff. That's understandable. But again, I I'm not exactly too sure about Dallas in this sense. Now, maybe I'm wrong about it. Maybe it is, that time in the evolution of, Luka Doncic and Kyrie and everything else like that. That all changes. And this is just game one. So it is very, very, very early in the series. But parts of me still feels that way because of things there, like that first half just happened. So now is there anything different, at least on y'all's end? And once again, Kay, welcome, sir. Glad you got freed up to be able to get into the show. Still just talking a little bit about the NBA finals and stuff, but have you guys seen anything that would maybe I'm wrong in my observation, especially in the last few years that have been going on, but do you guys see any potential of a slip up or any potential of the Dallas Mavericks? Maybe they, blew their wad a little too early.
Well, here's one thing you got to look at is you go back to the game one stats. Dallas shot 7 of 27 from beyond the arc, which is 25%. And a lot of those looks, they had some good looks at those shots. Boston, on the other hand, shot 16 of 42 from 3. Now the rebound edge goes to Boston by 4, but again, only 9 assists by the Mavericks to 23 for Boston. Even though the funny thing about this is the Mavericks actually control the points in the paint 46 to 38. So, I mean, again, here's the factor. Jason Kidd will adjust because Jason Kidd has become a pretty doggone good coach. Like I said, Jason Kidd has played in 3 NBA finals, won 1. Now he's coaching in 1. So Jason Kidd, for a fact, is not going to be overwhelmed by the moment. He's going to get his team ready to play game 2. But I will say this: if Boston takes game 2 at home, which for the most part they have held serve on their home court most of this playoff run, with the exception of losing 1 to Miami in early in the first round. If Boston holds serve at home, it could be a big problem heading back to Big D for the Mavericks. But we'll see on Sunday what happens. But I think Jason Kidd is the right guy to handle the situation because, like I said, he can go back to his experience of himself being in 2 finals. I mean, he's won 1, lost 2 as a player, took a very good Spurs team to a Game 7 back in 2003. So, I mean, Jason Kidd for sure will have Dallas ready to play on Sunday. And Kay, always good to see you, buddy. How are you?
I know he's there. He might be just. You muted, Kay? There he is.
I've been muted, but this shit, like, I tried to have my headphones to connect. Not my AirPods, but like the ones I just recently bought, like within the last 2 months. And it was just acting funky right now. So I was going to answer your question promptly, but I was doing the whole headphones thing.
Okay.
So
you with the headphones, me with the Wi-Fi. There's always something.
Yeah. Technology, right?
Right? That part.
Oh, all right. So it got a little choppy at the end. Can you repeat your question so I can answer it fully, please?
Well, Dub was asking how you were doing. And then I'm asking, so far that you've seen in the series, is there anything that Dallas needs to do, or is it kind of, I know it's game 1, but is it already looking like night-night for the Dallas Mavericks?
Well, I'm doing good, Doug, to answer in chronological order. But I don't know. Like, a part of me is almost like this is when it's like Kyrie's experiencing what LeBron experienced when the Warriors got KD. Because Porzingis was literally KD for Boston in a sense to where it's like he's the one
Well,
piece you can't
he was
match.
huge.
Yeah, he's the one piece you can't match with. And that's what KD was those 2 years the Warriors won back to back. That's the one piece they couldn't match with. So it looks a little like that, especially in game one with the commanding lead or the commanding win that Boston won with. But we'll have to see, man. This is a tough one because just like y'all said, Luka and Kyrie can pop at any freaking moment. So we'll see.
Let's see. It's definitely going to be a very interesting series. One that I'm kind of, excited to see. My brother, being near Dallas right now, is telling me that the pulse out there is palpable. Everybody's kind of on edge, about everything. It's been a very long time since the Dallas Mavericks have been in this situation. Going all the way back to the Dirk days. But I don't know with Porzingis. If Porzingis continues to play and be the factor that he was and that he is,
that's going to be a problem.
it's going to be a long series, or a short one, but it's going to be a long one, so to speak. But to kind of get with EJ Wizzle in here, that honestly the wave of the big man is definitely coming back into effect. Well, it depends on what your definition of big man is. If it's somebody that's just tall, sure, that's definitely in effect. But the big men of like old, like Shaq and all that, I think those days are long gone. Those days are long gone.
It seems like today's basketball, you have to be at least a stretch 4 and a stretch 5 because now even big men are now going beyond the arc and shooting threes. I mean, Joel Embiid is a perfect example of one guy that does that. Anthony Davis tries to do that, but I mean, the thing is with those particular two is like, why are you shooting when nobody can guard you in the elbow or the low post? I mean, I can always go back to the late Bill Walton when he was broadcasting. He would always say, "Get into the post, get it into the post," because if there's an advantage, take advantage of that. It's almost like, and I hate to use the LeBron terms, but it's like you kept asking yourself with LeBron, why does he not always drive to the rack all the time? Because as physically built as he is, and it's the same thing with Bede, either three things are going to happen. You're going to score, you're going to get an and one, or you're going to go to the line and shoot.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't know if little man lineups are – small ball will never go away.
I don't know about little man lineups being over. That's because again, we call it the Steph Curry effect and everything now. Ever since Steph Curry decided to just be a 3-point god, that's what everybody's been, trying to do. Evolve to that point to be able to keep up with the amount of points being put up on the board. Going with, and I think big men, even though they're 7-footers, close to 7-footers, they're still, like Dub just said, just stretch 4, stretch 5 guys. They're a little bit more I guess athletic, but it's more lanky behind the arc shooting. We used to see it. Used to be a rarity to see big men. Like Dirk was one of those guys that we were like, dude, there's no reason why you should be able to shoot like that, being that fucking big. Like nobody. Go ahead, Kay.
All right, so I'm sorry I got to interject. Just simply because it's going to go back to a time where you have dominating presence like Shaq in the post. It's gonna go back to that.
You think so?
Yeah, very much so. Just simply because a lot of these kids that we're watching are tweeners. And here's what I mean. Here's what I mean. Like, if you really look at it, like Shaq, Jordan, and Barkley and all those guys' era, let's just say Shaq's era or Shaq's cut will be the end of it. Because after Shaq, everybody started evolving. Like, well, I'll maybe say Dwight Howard. So I'll go 2006. Dwight Howard was like the last traditional big man. So from 2006 to now, it's been, well, 2006 to like 2016, it was like it's like a tweeners. Those are all tweeners. You know what I'm saying? All those guys are tweeners. So it's like it's an in-between of you got taught at some point in time in your career the traditional old school post, and then you had to evolve and learn this new aspect of how they're playing now. Versus these kids nowadays that was born in 2000. You get what I'm saying? I was 6 years old when Dwight Howard got drafted. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got taught the new age of basketball. Their Dwight Howard was Joel Embiid. He watching this big motherfucker shoot the ball. You get what I'm saying? They're watching guys like that play. So that's what they're adapted to because that's what they've seen.
Right.
And the NBA is a copycat league, so everybody's done it, just like you guys were saying. But at the exact same time, if you look at the college, some of these guys in college and some of these guys overseas, they're dominant forces. Yeah, you got fuckers like Wemby, but then you're gonna have a Wemby opposite, bro. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna have Shaqs to the Dream, or you get what I'm saying, or you get what I mean. It's gonna be a opposite of Wemby. You get what I mean? And honestly, a buddy that plays for North Carolina State right now, he reminds me of Zach Randolph, big boy with the dreads.
You're talking about Barnes,
yep.
Right?
Who is a very. I saw him live out here in Vegas when NC State played a very good ranked BYU team, and just get past his weight. He can run for a big man and is smooth, but more important than that, soft touch with the left hand. But he's an amazing passer and was a big reason why NC State got to the Final Four this past season. So Barnes, I like where you're going with that.
He's lost a bit of weight too. He's not as big as I've actually seen him recently. He's lost like a good amount of weight since the end of the tournament.
But that is a great comparison.
A little bit more.
It's also another kid that people like. He was prominent. Then now it's like you kind of don't remember where he went. He kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit because again, all of our ears, I believe, has been more towards the football side of the game than basketball. I'm just only stating my opinion.
Yeah.
But you remember the big kid? He was a 7-footer at like 15. He was on the fucking blue chips with Bronny, but he was younger than Bronny. If I'm not mistaken, he got to be like a freshman in high school, right? I mean, a freshman in college right now. He might have just graduated this year. I don't forgot the kid.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look that one up. I'm not exactly sure.
He was 7 feet tall. I seen him. I seen clips of his junior season. He was big as hell, banging out, playing regular postman. Then you got another kid I saw. He's like 16 years old, playing exactly traditional post basketball. So it's like it's gonna change. You know what I mean? It's gonna change. It's gonna be ebb and flows of styles of basketball. Then we're probably the next era is gonna be probably more complete basketball. You get what I'm saying? Where both games and both styles are implemented.
So, I mean, I guess for an example to kind of get what I'm asking, when LeBron came in, it was kind of, and this was just how I saw it. Maybe it was happening a little bit earlier, but for my own visuals of watching the game, when LeBron came in, the sense of that point forward started to kind of make its way. And now it seems to be almost any position at this point can be a point guard. Even the centers at this point with Jokic, Sabonis, even Embiid's a pretty damn good passer for being his size. You're having all of these centers, these big men who have a pretty elite ability to pass the ball. So we're in a point in time right now where all 5 positions could be a point guard at any given time. And you got guys at the center position who are now, and like some of them have gotten growth spurts a little late. So at the time, they're learning point guard, they're learning shooting guard, small forward positions. They're learning all of that stuff growing up so that by the time they get into the power forward center position, they have the ball handling skills. They have the passing ability. They have everything you really need. The only thing that's really lacking, I guess, is that dominant size. This is where I kind of say like that size that when Shaq, I don't think we are ever going to see somebody of that size at the center position again. That's what was he, 7'3", 280 plus pounds of just a tank, a human tank.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to be seeing that anymore. More athletic and stuff, sure, but that size, I just don't see it.
Now you want your jaw dropped? Now check this out. Talking about big man. Here were your triple-double leaders for the 2023-2024 season. Domas Sabonis of the Kings led the league with 26. Of course, we know about the Joker. He had 25. Luka had 21. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 10. Then it drastically falls down. Josh Hart of the Knicks, 6. LeBron only had 5 this past season. Scotty Barnes of the Raptors, 4. James Harden, 3. Josh Giddey of the Thunder had 3. Anthony Davis had 2. Embiid had 1. K's boy, Bam, had 2. Sengun from the Rockets, he had 2. Paulo from the Magic, he had 2. Wemby had 2. And then you got Butler, Draymond, Leonard, Riddlebook, Randall with all 1s. But look at the drop-off on just triple-doubles, but your first 4 guys are, in a sense, either stretch 4s or stretch 5s. And then your first guard is, an off-the-bench shooting guard with 6. And Josh Hart had more than LeBron. Like, LeBron was always in that top tier as far as triple-doubles per season, but now it's a big man leading it.
I think that's where that passing is coming. We're going to be seeing a lot of big, and I think that trend is just going to keep going up, especially for big men, because with big men being able to pass and get assists, either the outside or underneath or whatever, triple doubles are going to be turning into something that before we looked at it going, man, triple double, that's crazy, to triple double, that's normal. That's just, it is, especially for the big men that we have nowadays, again, being able to pass, being able to shoot, being able to be all around players. So we're evolving in a sense of, again, every position can be a point guard, but can you imagine if Shaq was able to shoot and pass like this?
Well, personally, Shaq was able to pass better than you think. Shooting, all right, I give you that. That fucking was.
So check this. I'll finish after K makes his point. I got some. No, I was gonna say got some very interesting information from my good friend Mr. Matt Ryan, who's watching on my personal Facebook page. He says so. He's talking about, of course, Magic Johnson being the guy that kind of started the whole point forward thing with him being 6'9" by the actual point guard, but then he throws in Kareem and Bill Walton, both played guards until they grew in high school and then eventually transitioned to being center, which is why Bill Walton was so very good at being a ball-handling, ball-passing center and was one of the best all-time passing big men of all time. So thank you, Mr. Ryan, for that.
It's a good call.
For that little bit of knowledge.
It's a good call. I didn't first about Kareem. I didn't even know that. I thought he's just been big as shit, bigger than everybody his entire life, and they put him underneath.
Like I said, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bill Russell by far have had the greatest basketball careers, period. And don't argue me on it. That's all I got to say.
I mean, when we're talking, Kareem is up there because, again, through college, through high school, through his NBA career, the man did nothing but win. Like, he was a winning. That's why it's odd to me, and we've talked about it on the show before. But Dub, I want to kind of get your your opinion on this. It's very weird to me how the GOAT conversation is only LeBron and Jordan, even though historically we have players who have done accolades way more throughout their career. Kareem's got 6. We're not talking about him.
No.
He has, correct me if I'm wrong, 4 straight national titles.
Correct.
At UCLA. I don't remember Michael Jordan or anybody else doing that.
MJ only got one. MJ only got one.
Right, he had that one, but and Kareem played how many? He played about what, 20 seasons?
20 seasons.
You have longevity, you have rings, you have all-time leading scorer up until just recently. How is Kareem not in the conversation? How is Bill Russell having 8 in a row, 11 total, not in this conversation?
Well,
How is Wilt, not in I don't understand how we've narrowed it down to just Michael and LeBron, even though we have characters in the NBA that there is no possible way you can tell the story of the NBA without these guys.
Well, that's a simple answer. The same argument that everybody has for LeBron or why he will never beat Jordan is the same way you look at Kareem, you look at a couple of those other names you mentioned. Because a lot of people I talk to that's older than me, they give Kareem credit because this is what I've heard. So I literally just said this when you were asking this question, but Kareem gets credit for the Milwaukee trip, but they kind of discredit him when he went to the Lakers. You get what I'm saying? Same thing like with Bill Russell. He got a shitload of rings, but he was on Boston. They had a squad. And then he wasn't the best player on that team.
But keep this in mind. He might not have been the best player on the team, but Mr. Russell was the heart and soul of that franchise, because if number 6 is not in that lineup, I don't care if it's Bob Cousy, I don't care if it's Casey Jones, I don't care if it's Paul Silas, Don Nelson, John Havlicek, all the great Celtics you want to put in there that Red Auerbach put together. If number 6 is not in that starting lineup, if number 6 is not on that sideline, the Leprechaun does not win 8 in a row in 11 and 13 years, to which, by the way, Bill Russell was the player head coach of the last 2.
See, a player head coach, too. Like, goddamn. Like, and with Kareem, he was with the Lakers and stuff before Magic got there.
He was traded to he was traded to the Lakers in 75. Okay, now, the only thing against Kareem is, in 87 and 88, by far, Magic and Worthy were the 2 go-to offensive players on the last 2 Laker championships of the 80s. No question about that. Yes, Magic Johnson had one of the best games you would ever want to see when he played all 5 positions and got 42-15, and I forgot how many assists when Kareem had the headache and didn't play in the clinching game in 1980 when Magic won his first in his rookie season. However, until 1985, the Lakers never won in Boston in the finals a clinching series. The Lakers finally got through in 1985. Who was the MVP of that series in 85? That would be the captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Without Kareem and what he did in 85, the Lakers don't exercise that demon that is the old parquet floor in the Boston Garden in 85 without the captain. And the captain still today is still the GOAT when it comes to NBA MVPs. He still has 6. Nobody has topped him.
I don't think
6.
anybody. I don't think anybody ever will. Again, the career of that man. It's hard to understand how he's not in the conversation. But before we get,
hold on, real quick. I just gotta be devil's advocate real quick. So, just quick. It's gonna be real quick because I gotta use Dove's info against him in this situation. So you said Kareem got traded in 75 and they won in 85. That seems like 10 years of playing basketball and no rings and not you doing shit.
No.
He had 5 years with Magic. With Magic and 5 years without Magic. Magic got drafted and you said 80, right? Or 78?
Magic's first season was 79-80. Kareem did not play. I don't think Kareem played in Game 5 and Game 6 of the finals because he had a headache. Right. And that's where the famous plane ride where Magic sat in Kareem's seat on the plane and he said, "I'll be the captain for the day." And of course, that's where Magic had that memorable 42-point game in Game 6 against Philly to where the Lakers got them. Now,
to be fair, that series, Kareem probably should have had the 7th MVP, but because of how well Magic played towards the end of that series without Kareem on the floor, that's when they gave it to him. Up until that point, Kareem could possibly have 7. And I think you could even ask Magic Johnson. He still deserves to have that 7th. But regardless, the GOAT talk can be argued for so many different players. We can get that to another show. But got to take a quick commercial break, and then we get in with our guest of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, our sponsor ads over here from Bud Love.
What if I told you that Bud gets better? Introducing Bud Love, the long-awaited herbal blend that's designed to be mixed with your favorite bud and enjoyed together, like the mixer in a cocktail. Bud Love is made from marshmallow leaf, an ancient medicinal herb, the mother cannabinoid, CBG, and rich natural flavors, including terpenes. Offering a wide variety of premium Herbal Plus mixers to complement your favorite strains. Why? Because every bud needs some love. Our carefully formulated blends improve your experience, complementing your favorite flower and bringing out its best qualities. Many bud lovers even report that it helps reduce unwanted side effects like worry, and instead creates a happy, zen feeling. Bud Love contains no cannabis or nicotine. It won't give you a buzz on its own, but when consumed together, it reduces the amount of bud needed to get the feeling you love, allowing your precious flower to last even longer. Bud Love is best enjoyed with your first bud of the day, carefully paired with your favorite strain. Choose from a variety of delicious flavors, ranging from classic to more fruity to natural, as well as tobacco flavored for those who enjoy a spliff. Mix Bud Love and flower in whatever amounts work best for you for a perfect buzz. Whether you're chilling with friends, attending a social event, or going for a hike, experiment and find your own love ratio. Bud Love's unique blends allow you to craft a happier, smoother, and more personalized experience. If you love Bud, then Bud Love is for you. Try it today and help us tell the world that Bud does in fact get better with Bud Love.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, go to budlove.com. Use the promo code Jaffa Army for 15% off of your order. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show. He is known as Xiang, and I'm trying not to butcher it. Xiang Miang Xayaveth, aka MVJ, aka Choppa, fighting out of the Xayaveth Muay Thai gym, getting his revenge this past weekend in the semifinals, making it to the finals. Please welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jorge Figueroa. What's up, Jorge? How are you, sir?
Doing well, brother. You know, I got sick 2 days ago, but I'm barely getting over it now. But I'm feeling great, loving life, enjoying the win. You know, yeah, that get back tasted so good.
I mean, a third round TKO from a very nicely placed elbow. I had the pleasure of being able to watch the fight and everything, how it went down. I would have to say revenge is definitely sweet, for this one. How were you feeling going into it, and then post fight? How was everything feeling for you?
I mean, going into it, I was extremely calm, extremely relaxed. I was focused. Obviously, I knew what I had to do, but I was just soaking up the moment, soaking up the experience. I've been practicing that like throughout all my fights, just soaking up all the experience, because I mean, I'm 29 now. I don't know how long I'll be able to do this, but I'm taking advantage of everything. So I was just soaking up everything, and after, it just felt great. It just, I knew that I could have won the fight in Thailand as well, but this one just felt good because this is full rules Muay Thai. This is my stage. You get me? Over there, it was padded Muay Thai. I haven't really done too many padded Muay Thai. I've only done 1 or 2 fights, and those were my first fight was no shin guards, no headgear. My second fight, I had to use shin guards, but it was no headgear. My third fight was no shin guards, no headgear, and then my fourth fight, that one was also shin guards, no headgear, and after that, no headgear at all, except the one in Thailand. That one was headgear, and it was definitely an experience to learn from. But I like full rules Muay Thai.
Good up.
So going through training camp, Chopper, was the strategy with you and your trainers was the strategy to go for a stoppage? Was that the mindset implemented from the start of camp up until fight night?
Not necessarily. Well, yeah. I mean, we knew we could do damage. We knew we could do damage. And the reason why was in Thailand, I was landing head kicks. I was landing that very same elbow I landed it that fight as well. But obviously with the headgear, it's not gonna cut. No. It's not gonna do much, but maybe rattle you and stuff. So I knew I can land it. I needed that padding out of the way, So the game plan was basically similar to the first fight. This time it was just using my footwork, using good defense, and keeping him at bay. Basically, don't let him come in too much. If he's coming in close, either kick his leg, give him a punch combo, or kick his arms. And I mean, it was flawless, I believe, in my opinion. I mean, I did everything I had to do.
It was definitely real smooth. Everything looked good, and we knew because we had talked to you, on Dub and Mizzle's platform, Mizzle and Dub show, with Mel in the gym and stuff like that. So we kind of got a little sense from you, from how you spoke to us that day. And I remember telling the guys, going, just by hearing you talk about it, we knew you were going to be good. We knew that there was, because you had that mindset. Even though it was a loss, it was a learning experience. You know what I mean? You took
Not just that.
Go ahead.
Not just that. The way he was kicking the bag towards the end of practice, those active feet. It's like you don't want none of that smoke for real, because those are some very thick, accurate, deadly feet, folks. I'm telling you.
That's our daily work. That's daily work right there. We throw hundreds and hundreds of kicks, in thousands kicks weekly, and it's just reps. It's just how much reps you get in, and then it'll show out when you actually perform.
And for what we like to do here, we just like to give everybody, for the Jaffo Army, Jaffo family, just a little bit of insight on who you are, who the guests are, how they got to where they are. We just want to get to know them. So going into Muay Thai, I remember you talked a little bit about your background in soccer, but for those who haven't obviously been able to talk to you and stuff and really know, how did you get into Muay Thai?
So I had a buddy. His name's we'll call him Herb. That's what everybody calls him, Herb. We used to work together, and he would fight at that time. and he would train. And he one day he came with boxing gloves. He's like, hey, let's put them on. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And he was surprised that I put them on. And then since when I put them on and we did our little round and everything, he's like, bro, you should try it. At that point, I just kind of like shook him. I was like, nah, you're crazy, you know? And I was scared too. So I was like, nah, fuck that. and then a few years later, we kind of went our separate ways, and then we met each other again. And he told me like, hey, I'm running a class, come join us. And I did. I joined it, and ever since then, I love the training. And then at that time of my life too, I was kind of like, I would say, depressed. You know, I was looking for something. To improve myself, because I was just like, I don't know. I just felt like I was just waking up to work, you know, just bored, I guess, you know, I was just bored. I needed something to, I don't know, to let out my manhood, I guess. I don't know, you know, just something to let out. Cause soccer, I was kind of bored with soccer. I was just playing indoor soccer at that time. And then, yeah, so he told me to come. I started fighting. No, I started training. And then probably like, I think it was 3 months in or 6 months in, my current coach, Vin, he offered me a fight, and I said, let's do it. I was like, at first I was shocked, because I was insecure at that time too. I was like, are you sure? Am I ready? He's like, hell yeah, let's do it. And I was like, all right, then, you know, I respect him a lot. So since he asked me, I was like, I gotta, you know, he believes in me, so I gotta believe in myself now, you know. And I jumped in there, and I loved it, man. Ever since then, I just been doing it. I've been doing it on and I took a few years off, obviously, because of COVID, and then I got an injury. But then after that, I've been working, and grinding, man, trying to get as many fights as I can. I'm looking to go pro, obviously, as well. But it's just getting the experience, man, because all these other top level fighters, they have crazy amount of experience, you know. So I'm just trying to get the same work, you know.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm trying to say, I ain't got no picture up right now, because I'm on my phone. We freaking around right now, bro. But I'm gonna ask you a question. Probably your homeboys or whoever in your circle probably asked you when you first started fighting. What was running through your mind the first time somebody punched you in the mouth in a fight?
When they in a fight, I mean,
like the organized fights, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've all had street fights and stuff like that, but like getting in a Muay Thai ring and taking
in
it.
a Muay Thai ring, I mean, I haven't, to be honest, like in a fight, I haven't really gotten hit that hard.
Yeah.
In a fight, in sparring, or like in the gym, I always spar with like the heavier dudes and the bigger dudes, just because if I can fight with them, anybody my size, you know, they ain't gonna cut it. You know, they're not really gonna do much. Right. But yeah, in training, I get hit hard all the time. That's when the first time I got hit hard, I was just like, man, I realized that I wasn't who I thought I was, you know. You're just like, oh shit, you know, like they exposed all the holes that I had. And like, I kind of like, I was so mad. I was tearing up inside. I was just like, oh, you know, like I was just angry that I got hit like that. And it's just, I don't know. And then that motivated me too. Like, let's, you know, like I want to hit him back. I want to be good enough to hit him back and hurt him the way he hurt me. Right. And, you know, it's just, that's just the way I took it, I guess.
No, I feel
that controlled chaos and stuff at the end, having to be able to kind of develop, you know, that mindset, you know. So now you're developing, you're fighting, you're gaining the confidence of your coaches, you're gaining the confidence in yourself. Everything is kind of going along. How did the nickname? I know you talked to me off air a little bit on what the nickname kind of means, but for those who don't know, how did you get the nickname Xiang Miang? And what does it mean for those who don't know what it means?
Okay, so my fight name is Xiang Miang.
Xiang Miang. There we go.
Yes, Xiang Miang. So Xiang Miang is a notorious trickster. from like Southeast Asia. He like it was told like in like folktales. So he's just like so he's a trickster, right? So my coach, they used to tell him these stories about this trickster when he was young. Like these are like bedtime stories. But he's a trickster, and when he first saw me train and started seeing me fight, he said like, "Hey, your style and the way you fight reminds me of Xiang Miang," and then hence he gave me that name, Xiang Miang, because I'm a trickster. That's my style, you know. Like I like to set up traps. Yeah. That's how I got it. That's who gave me the name. And then Choppa came from Mel. Mel saw me. That was my second title fight, and I stopped the guy with just like probably like 100 low kicks. So I just chopped them down.
I mean, it's Xiang Miang. There we go. See, I knew I was butchering it in some way, shape, or thank you for correcting me on that. But I kind of agree with that. Watching the last two fights that I've seen, you know, with you, there's definitely a movement, a different style. Like there's definitely a trickster, you know, style to it. So that's a great nickname. I mean, no disrespect to Mel, but it's much better than Choppa. As soon as I asked you what it meant, and you told me, I'm like, oh yeah, you're being named after somebody in folklore. Like that's way better than Choppa. But
and I just love to honor it, you know, just because it's like Muay Thai. Like I love to honor it as well, just because of the culture. I love the culture. I love the traditions in it, and just I mean everything. I love everything about it. And then me giving it my little Mexican flavor, you know, I like that as well.
And you talk about the tradition, and this is one thing that I know that there's a reason behind it. I'm just not that much educated on it. I call
ritual,
it a
you mean the
war
white crew?
dance.
Oh, it's called the white crew.
Oh, okay. So can you explain?
Yeah, so the white crew, it's like a tradition to do it. You're basically honoring your coach and your gym. That's what it is. You're just honoring the ancestors or like the gym, your coach, your teammates, the gym. That's what that is. That's what that dance is for. And then also when you're praying to your gods and all that, and you're just kind of you seal the ring to not let any like bad vibes come in or out, you know, because you're going in there as pure souls to fight, you know, and then you don't want any bad energy in there. It's just the two people that are in there's energy. You get me? That's you want to seal that in, and then but yeah, that's basically why that dance is there for.
Okay. How do you? Because I know different fighters, they have different dances.
Yeah.
How did you come up with yours?
So my coach taught me it. I mean, usually your coach will teach it to you, and then everybody in the team will do the same, or they can mix it up. We all have our own little dance. We mix it up here and there. You know, we give it our little flavor, but it's still to honor the gym and our coach.
Now you said that you don't know how much longer you're going to be doing this. Now, when you do decide to hang up the pads and the gloves for good, do you see yourself staying in the sport, involved, perhaps opening up your own gym and becoming a trainer for those that want to learn the art that is Muay Thai?
I wouldn't want to open my own gym. I would want to work with my coach Vin. I would want to work with him, partner up with him. Just because I love his vision of what he's doing with the Muay Thai scene out here in Arizona and what he's providing for the fighters. Like he's giving amateur fighters like us like kind of like the pro view. You get me? He's giving us opportunities too, like this SCGP. Nobody else is doing it. Like nobody else is you know, getting all these athletes together to fight and then sending them out to Thailand to train in an all expense paid trip. You know, nobody else is doing that.
Wow.
You get me? So
wow.
So like I really love what he's doing. I love his ideas, and I just want to be a part of his vision and make it grow, you know. I want to be a part of that.
100%.
That's what I think about right now, anyways. And if I could be an asset for him, that's even better.
And then so you get your revenge. You're on to the finals. What is now the vision going in there? What's training camp going to be looking like? What's the mindset going into this finals now?
So the mindset, I mean, this one's gonna be a banger fight. Like, if you could watch it on the pay-per-view, I would recommend it, because this one's gonna be a banger fight. This guy, he's way more experienced than me. He's number one in the WBC rankings, meaning he's number one.
Wow.
So if I can take him down the way I want to take him down, which is by spectacular knockout, I want to get knockout of the year in this fight. That's what I'm shooting for. I mean, anything could happen. It's a fight, 50-50, but I mean, that's what I want to go for. I want to go for a knockout. I've seen him fight many times. I know his style. He likes to crash. He's not really like a forward fighter, but he does like to crash. Like, he I don't know how to say, like, if I'm a pressure fighter and I just go forward, he likes to crash. You get me?
Yeah.
But I'm not a forward fighter. I'm a counter technical fighter. So I mean, it's gonna be and I like to crash as well. So it's gonna be interesting. I feel like he has quite a few openings, and we know his triggers. So I mean, that's why I believe, I have a good feeling that I can take him out. I don't know what round this one. I don't know what round, but I have a good feeling I can take him out within the 5 rounds.
Good.
Very interesting. So for those that want to watch this fight, when?
Oh, go ahead, Doug.
Go ahead, Kay. I was going to say, for those that want to watch, how can they watch it? Where can they watch it? And give us the date of the fight.
So the date is not yet established. We're talking about like late August. So sometime late August. Flash Media Sports will be streaming it. They've been our streaming service as of recently. They're amazing. Mel's amazing.
Shout out to Mel Carey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mel Carey and Flash Media Sports.
My dog.
He game changer, bro. His streams are awesome. No problems with them. They don't lag. They're awesome, and they're clear. Yeah, you can see it on there. Flash Media Sports. You can get the pay-per-view there, or if you're in Arizona, come watch it live. I mean, if you're in Arizona, come watch it live. I would recommend it to watch it live. Because these shows, when you're there, like, it's one thing seeing it in like on the screen, but once you're in there live. And you feel the atmosphere, you feel the electricity, the fans shouting, the noise of the kicks landing on like the shins landing on the legs, on the body, on the head. It's just, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it.
Sweat flying everywhere.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and then, I mean, you could get some beer, you could get some liquor, alcohol, whatever you want. There's food there too. I mean, what else do you want?
Damn good.
My type of party. Hey, so let me ask you this. Gotta keep it not family friendly. What's the entrance music? What you walking out to?
So these shows, we don't do walkouts because it's more like Thai style is more traditional. It's just they just bang them out, bang, 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 bang.
Right. So
fight after a fight. But usually when I do walk out, when I do a promotion that has walkout songs and stuff like that, I usually do a corrido because I'm Mexican, so I got a rep,
I love it. Every bit of it.
There you go. Let him know.
You talk about like the traditions and everything like that. I wanted to kind of get you've been to Thailand. You've been in that atmosphere. What is it like being immersed in that atmosphere out in Thailand?
Oh man, if you ever been to Mexico, it's like Mexico. It's like Mexico. It's not really that different. I mean, the food is a little bit more spicier. They got more noodles.
Noodles.
Obviously the language is a little different, but well, I mean, way different. But I mean, the people are so nice. The food is amazing. Everything's so fresh. But I mean, as far as Bangkok, I mean, it's like Mexico. I mean, there's hella traffic, hella people outside.
Wow.
People are brown.
I wouldn't think that.
Yeah, I mean,
Traffic in Thailand. Traffic in Thailand.
In Bangkok, especially in Bangkok, the city. I mean, it's like when I was out there, I was on the motorbike most of the time because when you're in a car, you're gonna be stuck in traffic at least 45 minutes. And yeah, and just to get like somewhere, like if you go on the motorbike, it's say like 5-10 minutes, but if you go in a car, it's 45 minutes.
Wow.
I'm
crazy.
starting to imagine it right now. And you've done the training and stuff over there too, right?
Yeah.
What's
so when I went out there,
the
I went out
training
there for 2
regimen?
weeks.
How is that?
Well, you wake up in the morning, you run. So you'll run about 5K miles or 5K. So what is that? 3 miles in the morning. Then you train. You do the first session, and then you go back and train in the evening. You'll run another 3-4 miles, and then you train again and you spar. You either hit pads or you spar or you clinch. And then you just do that twice a day. You know, I didn't really get to eat much food the first week because I was cutting weight for the tournament. So the whole week I was basically on a diet, not really eating much.
You were in
training.
the gym and you were talking about oh yeah, I just need to, shed a few pounds today. For the normal human being, shedding a few pounds takes, a couple of weeks, a few more days and stuff. How exactly with that type of training regimen, it just, how is that even possible to lose 5-6 pounds within a day?
I mean, my body's dialed now, but I mean, like here when I'm training, I mean, I do my run in the morning. I do 5 miles in the morning, and then after I go to work, and then from work, I go straight to the gym. And then I'm probably there to the gym. I'm from the gym. I'm from like there from 5:30 to 9, basically 5:30 to 8:30 sometimes. And I'm just training a lot. So what is that? I'm probably burning like 3,000 calories, 3 to 4,000 calories there daily, and then I only consume probably like 2,000 calories. And then when I'm in the last week, I eat very lean. All I eat is probably like tuna, tilapia with like cucumber and some tajin, to give it some flavor.
Oh yeah.
Tajin.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, but and just drinking a lot of water, stay hydrated. But I mean, I'm dialed now. I mean, it would be more complicated for other people, but
I mean, just
doing
getting
it for
into
so
it
long
and stuff.
now that I just start eating. Once I start sweating, or like say once I start dieting, like right now I'm not really dieting. I'm eating anything I want, but like once I start training, I just shed it all off. Like I probably lose like 3-4 pounds of sweat and whatever weight I gained.
Sheesh. I need to get that dialed in. That's what I need to do. Like, good Lord, to be able to shed pounds just by running. Now, one more before you talked about Vin, and him being your coach, his vision on everything that's been going on. We definitely want to get him on the show. We've been talking with Mel to hopefully set that up to kind of get even more of what vision that he's trying to bring. But not just you, but everybody else that you've met through this entire process. I've always said that Muay Thai fighters are very humble, very like, calm, kind until you push the wrong buttons, then you're going to actually wake up the beast. But throughout this time with Vin, with Muay Thai, what is something that opened your eyes? What's something that went like, you know what, this is for me. I love the atmosphere. What was it that really kind of triggered that into your head that this was something that you wanted to do?
I mean, the thing that it was for me is that it gave me the confidence to step into something that I like. Even though I was scared, I still did it, you know. And then now I apply that to everything in my life. Like, if I'm scared, fuck it, you know. I'm gonna still fucking do it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like, I get kicked for fun. Why can't I do this? You know. So I just like, that's something that stuck with me. Like, and then like I said before, like, my coach, he believed in me before I even believed in myself. So, you know, like, that also, like, the whole community, the whole Muay Thai community believes in me more than I believed in myself at first. You know, now I have that confidence to believe in myself. But that's something like that community gave to me, and that stuck with me, and that's why I feel kind of it's my duty to, like, to give it my all. And that's, yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I do it now. I mean, I just obviously I want to get better as a man. I just want to be the best man I can be. I want to be the best Muay Thai fighter I can be. But that's what I take out of Muay Thai, and why I keep doing it. You know, I recommend, and I mainly for men, like, if you're struggling, if you need, if you need something with, like, something with mental, if you're struggling with mental health or anything like that, go join a gym. It doesn't have to be Muay Thai. It doesn't have to be, you know, like, fighting or anything. You don't have to fight. Just train, and I promise you, like, you'll feel better. You'll gain confidence. You'll like yourself a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
I feel that, because I want to also inform you, or even suggest. He hasn't told me anything. He hasn't gave me the word. I just kind of want to shout him out. But if you're ever in the Sacramento area and you need a place to train, it's not a Muay Thai place, but it's a boxing gym. It got bags and shit, you know what I mean? All the things you might need, you know what I mean?
Yes,
One
sir.
is on our football team that me and Josh plays for. He owns a boxing gym in Sacramento. The name of the gym is Tortoiseshell Boxing.
Tortoiseshell Boxing.
So yeah, Coach Jose, another Mexican cat. So he owns that place. He owns a bunch of different businesses. So did we lose him?
For a split second, I think we did.
Okay, well,
Well,
if you still can, just check that place out if you're ever in the Sacramento area, bro. You need some bags to punch and kick. You know what I mean?
Let me see if he might be. Hold on. Let me see if we can see. This is why we love live so much, people.
Oh yeah, live TV, anything can happen.
Like we said, technology.
Oh yeah, gotta love it.
He might be either getting a phone call or, you know, something else that's going on. But I mean, either way, you know, if he pops back up on the screen here, we'll give him a proper well, looks like, yep, off. Okay. Well, that's live, everybody. We wanted to give him a proper send off, but what there he is.
I don't know what happened. It just, I don't know what happened. It just cut off.
It's all good, sir. But we did want to give you a proper send off. We once again appreciate you for giving us your time to be able to come on the show and talk about everything. We've told everybody, you know, once you're part of the show, Jaffo family forever. So whenever you want to come back in, talk about anything that's going on, by all means, my friend, door is always open for you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
But before you go, if anybody wants to follow you or get in contact with you, how can they do that?
If they want to get in contact with me, you can follow me on IG. My IG is at @S_Jorge19, or on Facebook, Jorge Figueroa. Or, I mean, contact our gym at X Muay Thai Gym. That's where you'll find me. Ooh, I'm sweating today.
Again, appreciate you. So I'm saying this correctly. Xiang Miang.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you for being on the show. Good luck. Hopefully, maybe we can talk to you a little bit before the finals come up.
Yes.
But if
Whenever,
we don't,
let me know.
Good luck. We will be watching. We will be paying attention. Ladies and gentlemen of the Jaffo Army, Mr. Jorge
Go for
Figueroa.
that knockout.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Have a good night, fellas.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
same to you
Jorge,
guys.
have a good one. That's Jorge Figueroa of X Muay Thai Gym, part of the SAAA, the Southeast Asian Arts Alliance. That I'm getting that correctly. But yeah, man, being able to talk with Jorge these last few weeks, we talked to him a little bit with you, Dub, on the Mizzle and Dub show when we, kind of checked in with Mel over at the gym. We've been obviously paying attention with Mel sent, having us being able to kind of watch everything that's been going on. Once again,
Absolutely.
shout out to Mel Carey and Flash Media Sports. That partnership with ourselves, with the Mizzle and Dub show, with Flash Media Sports, with where that's going to be going, ladies and gentlemen. I swear to God, I've said it years and years. We've been on this show for about 4 years now, and every year I kind of say, things are building, things are building, things are building, and they slowly but surely are building. But we know with this partnership with Flash Media Sports, with Mel Carey, with everything that's going on, it is definitely going to be something that we are really, really looking forward to and super excited about. So keep an eye, keep a lookout, and just bask in it, because there's going to be, we love doing things, bringing on, obviously we talk about football, we talk about basketball, we talk, now we're slowly kind of starting to talk about baseball, um even though I'm still kind of protesting, but we love bringing in sports athletes, coaches that nobody's really paying attention to, because all of this, leads into bigger and better things. When Kay, brought up the A7FL, did we ever think that we were going to be partnering with them? Not really. We just kind of, we were talking about them, and then boom, here we go. We got something going. We talked to Mel over championship weekend of the A7FL last year. We talked over the table and stuff about, things that could happen, but now it's, things are really starting to kind of come into fruition now, and it's something really exciting, and something that I'm really looking forward to these next few months, and hopefully these next few years, being able to put the slogan of "We build together, we grow together" to work, because that's really been something that, myself, I'm just speaking for me here. I have been so honored to be able to learn and be able to kind of get to know especially, guys like Dub and Mizzle, and Derek Duncan, the Viking, Chris Vieira, Matt Ryan, Corey Hammond, Big Rob Fabian, just everybody from the A7FL, everybody from, Flash Media Sport, this whole partnership, getting, Tyler Fitzgerald from the United Legends League now, being part of the group, Coach Zoe, just, this show has brought us so many different people to be able to connect with and talk to. And, again, the family is growing, and we love being a part of it. We love you guys being a part of it. We appreciate you guys being a part of it for this entire run. Be a friend, tell a friend, let everybody know. Go to the Pernada Bros Productions YouTube channel, get into the subscription, let everybody, we're trying to get to 500 now. Go to Mizzle and Dub show, get them with them, go to the other side of the ball, go to everybody that's affiliated with this, because we're about to grow into something that nobody expected. And like Mel said, this is about to be a robbery. We're about to be coming in here and just taking over the game, and I'm excited for it.
Get on the train now. Don't
Yes,
let it pass you by. Get on the train right now.
Again, people, we appreciate the hell out of you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate Jorge for coming and hanging out with us on the show. And we will see you guys again next week. For myself, for the 6'10 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K, thank you, Dub, for filling in from the Mizzle and Dub show. We will see you guys again next week. Deuces.
210 Mizzle and Dub show tonight. Come check us out.
For all you night owls, go check it out. We'll see y'all later.